It's time for bookkeeping, beer, and BS.
What are your aspirations for the business? Like, that's kind of where we were. Like, what do you want to do with it, man?
I would like to be like floating, floating between 3 job sites and having guys run it. I think that would be a nice size to where I could still kind of be a project manager and an owner, doing the project managing, getting the guys set up for the job, getting everything they need, deal with the customer still like a project manager would. And I definitely don't want to just be in the office.
So those were the exact things that kind of I thought too. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of what I wanted, just to be like a kind of like a floater. We don't do any jobs that take longer than a day, so it's kind of weird for me.
That's not true. I'm in the car with you when you're talking to guys about like, fuck, there's no way we're gonna get this thing done today. We gotta go back.
The digging thing definitely ruin that, like the digging part. But do you foresee, like, let's say you had 2, or let's say you had 3 2-man crews, right, doing this stuff for you, right? Is that kind of what you think?
Yeah. Well, you can have or union rules, or you can have a journeyman and 2 apprentices.
So against this whole like cult union thing. I'm just not good with the cult stuff.
Yeah, you gotta know the rules. You gotta know the secret handshake. I don't like being told what I have to do. You don't know the secret handshake, man. I can't let you in. You don't know the secret handshake. I can't tell you all our secrets.
I don't want to know the secret handshake. I'll smash your hand with a hammer.
Ben's gonna make up his own secret handshake, and then there's a song to it too.
Yeah. But do you foresee yourself bringing on office staff to support this?
I think somebody doing helping with the bookwork would be amazing. Because between Kurt, who's in the chat, between him preparing to retire, it's me wearing all the hats again, for sure.
Here's a mathematical thing that I see, and for you, James, but also for everybody listening, because we put this out of order a lot of times, and I didn't realize this right away either. As you're scaling a business, there's 2 things going on. One is the job that pays the most is out in the field. For a long time in your business, if you look at just the jobs that you do, the jobs that everyone in the business does, the job in the field pays the most. And as business owners and entrepreneurs, for some reason, we want to get off the truck. Yeah. But we're leaving the highest paying job where our bread is buttered, and we're going to pay somebody else to do that job, and we're going to go answer the phone and get paid $15 an hour. Like, that's what that job is worth. We can hire somebody to answer the phone for $15 an hour, probably less, a virtual assistant, right? There's other stuff that needs to be done behind the scenes, leadership, sales, stuff like that. Those jobs pay a little bit more, right? But early on, those aren't full-time jobs. So you're wearing multiple hats. What I see that happens is we get guys for the field, and we demote ourselves to the office. And so that's one aspect of it, is to go into the office is a demotion. Early on, the job in the field pays the most. If you're running your business to make money, that's the job you need. You need to hire somebody for the office. The second thing that is true is you suck in the office. You do, James. Everybody else watching does. You suck at answering the phones. You suck at running the business. Not from a leadership perspective, but from doing the organizational tasks. Because like you said earlier, we're too ADD.
Yeah,
we're visionaries. We're handsy. We're entrepreneurs. We like tinkering with shit. The stuff in the office, the tax stuff, the insurance stuff, the book stuff, the accounts receivable stuff, that is process. Somebody that sits at a computer, stays focused, and does the thing. We suck at that stuff. So not only does it not pay that much, we can go find that job for pretty cheap, but we also suck at it. We can find somebody better than us almost immediately. And the third point is, it's way easier to find that person. When you think about recruiting, granted a union's a little bit different because like you said, you might be able to get somebody by Friday. It might not be the cream of the crop person, but you can go get somebody. But for Ben and I, it's hard to find a good technician. Yeah. It takes a long time. And I mean, it's for you too, James, to find a really good one. It's almost impossible to find a really good technician unless you already know them from another company and you've interacted with them. But to just go find one out in the labor force is really hard. I can find an office person better than you by Friday this week.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a bunch of qualified people that can do that job from home in their pajamas, right? And so as we scale our businesses, point number 4, when you hire a person for the field, they're pretty much full time, right? Like,
yeah,
there's nobody that's trying to get out in the field.
Another union point. I have to give them basically 40 hours a week worth of work. Otherwise, I have to turn them, which is send them back.
Yeah. Well, like that's a little bit of a disadvantage, but I feel like it's kind of the same whether you're union or not. That if you hire a technician, it's not like they're like, yeah, I can be done by noon today. Like that's fine. It's like, no, this is their full-time gig, right? They don't have a whole lot of flexibility. It's an 8 to 5 type of thing. When you hire somebody for the office, you can find somebody that wants to work 10 hours a week, 20 hours a week. They'll work, like you can find somebody that would want to work 2 hours each night. The flexibility for that role is way easier to find. They're much more affordable. They're easier to find somebody good. So as you scale, that's the job that you need to find somebody else for and keep you out of that stuff. Like make sure you help build the systems and processes. Don't be like, okay, you're the office manager. You run the schedule and all the things and just tell me where we're going.
Is Kurt still in the chat?
Kurt, you still in the chat?
He probably go to bed.
He's always been very weary of hiring somebody for office work.
I won't give him access to your bank account, right? Like, you know, you can still have them like run payroll and do that stuff where you can still supervise it. You can still have them.
His thing is it's pure overhead, you know.
But
not making you anything.
You're way more overhead than they are. If you're there, you're like so one of my rules is you need to take a paycheck. And when you take a paycheck and you see how expensive you are, you're more valuable. Again, like where you're at right now, you're more valuable in the field. You'll make way more money if you're in the field and paying somebody $15.
Yeah, I mean, so the number you said right there was $86 or $90 an hour that a technician makes. You bill yourself out that in the office, and I am interested in that position.
No,
I can do that.
Don't hire him.
Right here.
Don't hire him. Don't hire him because I'm sure he sucks at it. He's too much of a business owner.
I can do it for $90 an hour.
Hey, what's up, business nerd? Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you learned a heck of a lot watching that episode. Do me a favor, subscribe right down here. And if you really like what you saw, you got more goods right here. Check out this one or check out this one and do this. Go subscribe. Appreciate you. Work smarter, work harder, go earn yourself some pride. Catch you on the next one.